How's it going, lads? So today I got a new series for you guys. I got this very cool idea where basically what I do is I look through the internet and answer questions that people make on like Facebook groups or on Reddit. So today we're going to be looking at PokeInvesting, which is a subreddit, and people tend to ask questions there. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to answer these questions with my opinion. I know no one asked. I know these people didn't ask for my opinion, but I thought it'd be a pretty cool video because you guys can see what people are asking in these communities and I'm answering them. And also, if you guys like this idea and I continue with this series, feel free to ask questions in the comments and I'll actually answer them in my next episode of this. So if you have any investing questions, or you can just ask them in any videos and I'll talk about them in my next episode. But let's begin. Now, when I make new videos like this, I only know if you guys enjoy it by you guys liking or commenting. So if you guys enjoy this video, I really need you to like it and subscribe and comment, because then that tells me that you guys enjoy this video more than others. So if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. All right, so first of all, would you buy this for $35? So it's a Gyarados full art in a slab. I just would not. So this subreddit is like exclusively for investing. So this guy is asking for investing reasons. I just wouldn't. I would not. Buying like slabs, it doesn't matter if it's a 10 or if it's a gold label. If it's not the top three, which is BGS, PSA, or CGC, really actually not even CGC anymore. If it's literally not BGS or PSA, I really would not bother. Maybe Tag. Tag seems to be pretty cool, but I guess we'll have to see with Tag because it's quite new. But unless it's any of those grading companies, I really would not bother. Alright, so the next guy is asking about the Greninja UPC. He has an opportunity to buy it for 117 euros at his LGS, and he was asking if he should buy it to invest in. I would just say no. Packs aren't really that good inside, and there's no illustration like promo. This is the problem that people don't really realize. UPCs do not go up. It's specific UPCs like 151 or Charizard or soon to be prismatic UPCs. But, like, no one talks about RCS UPC, no one talks about Terrapagos UPC, no one talks about those dud UPCs because they're just dead. Yeah, I would never invest in one of these. It's cool on paper, but boring packs, no good promos, it's very mediocre. Alright, the next one is a guy from Australia. He said, what's your thoughts on regular ETBs? He said that he's from Australia and he can't get Pokemon and ETBs, so he was just wondering what people's opinion is on regular ETBs. I don't think he specified whether holiday set ETBs or just like genuinely regular ETBs, but overall his question on it, I think someone just nailed it in the comments. I'll actually read out his comment now. So someone in the comments said, hey mate, I'm also in Australia. The good part about ETBs is that you can get them at a really good price point and they make for good displays. And I think this perfectly sums up Elite Trainer boxes as a whole, is that if you're a collector or if you want to invest but also display it, dude, go for it. If you want to buy ETBs, like honestly, I'd say just go for it. If you just want to if you solely just see dollar signs and you genuinely don't care about Pokemon, I'd say don't bother with ETBs for main sets. And for holiday sets, I'd say go for it. But just general rule of thumb for ETBs, I would say don't go for it. But this sums it up perfectly. Like, if you genuinely want to display it, go for it. Alright, so next one, this guy said card show pickups, and he has a couple slabs that he showed. I think, honestly, slabs are pretty cool, but he is kind of investing in a Umbreon a little bit too. A couple of those Scarlet and Violets will definitely go. That EV promo from Pristine ETBs are amazing, and I think it's going to do really well in the future. I also think that EV from Twilight Masquerade is also going to do quite well in the future, so this guy's going to do pretty well for himself. I wouldn't really be buying like Umbreon now. I wouldn't really be buying some of the older promos that he got, but I mean, look, he'll do well in some of them. Maybe he just wants a couple of them and he just posted it in the subreddit. But if we're talking solely investment, I'd say a couple of them will do pretty well. But honestly, like Umbreon, dude, doubling your money on that is going to be hard as hell. I'd probably say your best bet is just buying like, you know what it is, like Paldean Fates, booster bundles and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, on the EV stuff, he's going to do pretty well. Alright, so this guy said, gotta let them go, what to do now? Wait or reinvest. So I think what he's doing is he's saying that he's going to sell these Grey Hat Pikachus and he's asking what should he do with the money. Should he reinvest it into Pokemon? I'm just judging by the fact that he said reinvest. I'm assuming he's saying he's going to sell the Pikachus and then get the money. If he's saying like should you reinvest in the market, I'd say go for it. I mean, you really can't time the market, and like literally the last 6 months have proven that. Anybody who I've seen some people say like, oh, I refuse to buy these prices. I haven't bought since November. I haven't bought since I could get stuff MSRP, and I don't really agree with that. I've done fine in this market. Like, dude, yeah, sure, you can buy Temporal Forces when the MSRP is 250, maybe you pay 260, but newsflash, I just sold one for like 350. Or like, dude, Paldea Revolve is a great example. You can either wait for Paldea Revolve to get to MSRP, or you could have just bought it and you'd be up like 2x in your money. So I don't think waiting is a good idea. Like, the whole idea that you should wait because the whole market's going to crash. Like, if a whole year went by and the market didn't crash, it'd be a pretty big slap in the face. And I think this market is still going to stay pretty hot for about a year. I don't think it's going to, like, completely go doom and gloom, but I think it definitely will obviously slow down eventually. You'd be pretty crazy to say that this craze will just last forever, but you'd also be crazy to say that the craze will just die tomorrow, because you can see so much strength. And I will get to the next person in a sec, but the reason why I can see so much strength in the market, the number one indicator for me is the amount of people that are saying that they're waiting for a dip. Alright, so this guy said my collection so far, thoughts. So, okay, first of all, Desmorale's blisters, they gotta go. Is that a mystery box in the corner? Dude, like, come on, man. That's stupid. It's so much of this is so bad. I mean, that Mewtwo box is just bad. Everything is wrong about this photo. Literally everything. Charizard box is bad. I mean, dude, if you want another Charizard box, I got 2 behind me. If you want any more, you can double up on those. Everything about this is just wrong. My thoughts is, like, I don't know, sell everything. He's got a bit of prismatic, which is good, but no 151, no Paldean Fates. Oh, he's got a little bit of 151, but not much. No Paldean Fates. I can see what this guy's doing. He's just trying to get what he can get at MSRP. Whatever he sees in stores, he just buys, which is fine. Like, if you want to do that, go for it. But you should just buy Paldean Fates at 151. Alright, so this guy said, Chinese 151, Psyduck Pikachu, what is your prediction? So, what's my prediction on this is, I don't know. No one knows. That's the beauty of it, right? Look, there's not much to go based off on this card. I could say it's going to go down. Jibobin said could say it's going to go up. And then Timothy could say it's going to go down. One of us is going to be right. One of us is going to be wrong. But realistically, we're just plucking numbers out of our ass. You can't comment on this kind of stuff, right? Like, people are going to say, oh, it's overpriced. How? Like, how do you know it's overpriced? What's the pull rates like? How hard is it to obtain this product? Like, it is literally a box in China. We have no idea how hard it is to reach this product. We have no idea the difficulties, the pull rates. Like, Evolving Skies, Umbreon being 2k as a card makes sense. You see years and years of it being a card that has placed its pot into the Pokemon industry. You can see it's become this chase. This card right out the gate being like 1k, I'd say it's going to go down. Maybe it will, but it's actually held its price pretty well. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I would say it's probably more likely it will go down, but at the same time, this is such a new thing. And also, the Pikachu from the Gem 1 boxes has actually doubled in price. It was like 170 AUD, and now it's like 350. So, Chinese is getting pretty strong. And there's also that Chinese box where it's like, it was, what, $100 retail? I know tons of people who had those Chinese boxes. I never had any because I didn't bother with Chinese. But now it's like a $2,500 box or however much it is. So Chinese is pretty strong right now. If it does the same thing Japanese boxes do, it will do really well. I don't know. Like, I don't know the pull rates. I don't know if they're even public, the pull rates. So, I don't know. It's probably more likely it's going to go down, but who knows? So this guy said, should I sell or hold my 151 Charizard SIR? I'd say hold it, to be honest. It's a pretty good card. It's pretty unique. The problem about Charizard is people aren't sick and tired of Charizard. It's more of the fact that people are sick and tired of basic Charizard artworks. Like, we're talking that fat VMAX where he's just sitting there and doing nothing. We're talking about full arts where he's just standing there. Those cards people are sick and tired of. This SIR Charizard people seem to really like, and myself included. I think it's very unique because the Charizard is actually kind of not really the focus. It's more of the environment, which is very unique. I think it's pretty good. I would probably hold on to it, especially the fact it just had a massive dump. So it's a good chance it's going to do really well in the future. But look, who realistically knows? It could just be a complete flop of a card. But judging by how popular it is now, I think it will do really well. So this guy said the first CGC Pristine for this Gengar and Pikachu card just sold for $4,000. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't I don't know if he's asking like if it'll hold. I have to assume that they're just asking a question. This is a Pokemon investing subreddit, so this isn't really an investing question. Like, it's not even a question, he's just stating something. But I mean, let's just say, will it go up or down? I don't think it'll hold its price as a CGC Pristine. The reason is CGC Pristines aren't really that popular, and they're not too hard to get, especially for Chinese cards. Chinese quality is pretty solid, so it's not the hardest thing to get. I'd probably say it won't hold its price. The reason is because that's 4K. I'm just going to once again assume that's USD. Dude, you can get the card raw for like $1,000. So how is a CGC Pristine 6 times the raw price? That does not make sense. Usually CGC Pristines are like 3 times the raw price. I mean, this just reminds me of a while back, this guy bought a black label Japanese shiny Charizard from Shiny Treasure for like 8,000 USD, which was the same price as a Moonbreon, and he was just an idiot, like a point blank idiot. That was genuinely just a sucker. I would not be surprised if that was like some rich kid or something, because that was the stupidest thing you could have done. That card just sold the other day for like 3k AUD or like 2k AUD, and he paid like 8k USD. It was some ridiculous number like that. This kind of reminds me of that, to be honest. Not to that extreme, but still wouldn't really recommend it. Wow, this was a fantastic question. This guy said, you set aside $600 every single month to invest. What are you investing in? Well, if I set aside $600 a month to invest in Pokemon, I would probably, at the moment, just buy Paldean Fates or 151. Now, the formula is pretty much just the oldest set that is about to go out of rotation that hasn't blown up. Currently, that set is 151 and Paldean Fates. And like, they actually have to be good sets, because technically, so Paldean Evolved is the oldest set to kind of blow up. But then you've got Obsidian Flames after that, which is kind of crap. So you kind of just skip Obsidian Flames and then just go straight to 151 and Paldean Fates. It's going to go out of rotation in about 9 months. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I believe once it actually officially goes out of rotation, then it doesn't get reprints, like guaranteed. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it can't actually get reprints once it goes out of rotation. Okay, so this guy said, thoughts on Pokemon Center Magnetone, and it's $36 USD, which is about 65 AUD. Yeah, it's a great card. I would not really be buying up Pokemon Center singles. I would probably be buying up Pokemon Center ETBs, but I know Pokemon Center ETBs is a very high entry for a lot of people. Now, I would not buy a Pokemon Center single. I would actually just go ahead and buy the normal version. You can get the Magnetone, the normal one, for like $3 USD on TCG Player. It's some silly number like that. I would not bother buying the Pokemon Center one. There's a few reasons why. A $3 card can go to $50 with ease if it's a good card. That is about a 20x of its current price. Dude, that card is $36. That is not going to like $700, which is like a 20x of its price. I like Pokemon Center promos, but they're not really like... The point of why you invest in singles is generally because they make these phenomenal gains. It doesn't really make as much gains as the normal promo. A great example is the Lucario promo. You could have gotten those Lucario promos for about $2 each, and now you can sell them for about the $35 range in Australia. So yeah, that's a great example of buying a card that will go up in the future and you can make very easy gains on it. Pokemon Center promos do quite well, but generally the Pokemon Center ETB just has a better percentage performance. I don't know, I wouldn't really be buying the Pokemon Center one. I'd more be focusing on the normal one. Also, another thing to mention is that it's much easier to sell the normal one. Most people don't care about stamped promos. There's a big community behind stamped promos. Like, there's a pretty loyal fan base. But for the most of Pokemon, people just care about the artwork and the cheapest way they can get it. If it's $30, they would rather pay that $30 or $50 for the normal one versus like $500 for the Pokemon Center one. And it's very difficult to sell a Pokemon Center one. Alright, so this guy said 151 or Prismatic Evolutions. Basically said he has some 151 sealed product, but he has 0 Prismatic Evolutions, and he's pretty much just going to wait to see if he can find them in Walmart for retail, or if he can find it at like some Collecticons. His main question of Prismatic or 151, I'd just go for 151 at the moment. The reason why I'd go for 151 at the moment is because it's going to go out of rotation sooner. Prismatic Evolutions will get reprints over and over and over again. Maybe it'll hit MSRP, maybe it won't. No one knows. Me personally, I don't think it will. But what we do know is it will get reprints. 151 has no confirmed reprints coming up. It's just got 1 million reprints, and to be honest, it looks like Pokemon is getting ready to hang the coat for it. 151 Japanese has not received any reprints. In fact, really no languages of 151 has received any reprints, but English has received some recent huge reprints. So, in my opinion, I'd say go for 151. The reason is because if you buy Prismatic Evolutions now, you're actually tying up capital that you could have put into 151. I mean, let's just say Paldean Fates. I've glazed Paldean Fates for a good while now. If you bought a Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer box, when I said literally not to, you would be down about 30% on your investment. And then if you bought a Paldean Fates, but then if you bought a Paldean Fates display when I said you should a couple of weeks ago, I've glazed it like it's my job. But if you actually bought Paldean Fates and you maximized, when sets are going out of rotation, and you did calculations so you can time the market the best, you would be up like 40% or 50% on your investment. I bought a Paldean Fates display for $700. I can now sell the display for $1,300 to $1,400 now. So, I mean, you pick your battles how you will. I would lean more to 151, but I also see why people would lean more to Prismatic Evolutions. There's no wrong answer here. If you want to buy Prismatic Evolutions, go for it. That just means that you're going to have to wait a couple of years with literally no gains. Yeah, okay. I mean, look, the benefit of this post is I can, hopefully help this guy if he's watching this video. Once again, I doubt he is. I think none of these people are watching my videos, but he said he's sealed collection so far. Shining Fates. Okay, should I be brutally honest? Okay, I will. Shining Fates I would not buy. Shrouded Fable I would not buy. Twilight Masquerade ETBs I would not buy. I think that Twilight Masquerade ETB is Pokemon Center. Downside is the Pokemon Center ETB promo is like crap for Twilight Masquerade. Everything about this is kind of just wrong. And then you got a Black Bolt ETB, which I'd kind of come back to later. And then you got a Charizard box. Everything about this is wrong, except for that Destined Rivals booster box and the Charizard Paldean Fates tin. That Charizard Paldean Fates tin is a sick tin. I love it so much. I think it's so cool. I actually have one on the way, and I'm very excited to receive it. It's a very cool tin. I feel like it'll do quite well in the future. I don't know who this guy's listening to, but this guy needs, I'm hoping that people in the comment section kind of address how poor his decisions are. Dude, if you're watching this video, why would you buy a Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer box? Shining Fates. This is kind of the reason why I left this subreddit, is because most posts were like really bad. I don't know how to say this without sounding rude, but like, who is this guy listening to? Genuinely, who is this guy actually listening to? Everything needs to be reworked in this, except for the tin, and the Destined Rivals booster box. But that is depressing. This is actually really interesting. I think I'm going to close the video on this one. This guy said, has anyone been buying up Dragonite cards ever since the leak of the Dragonite Mega coming out? I think this guy in the comments kind of summarizes it perfectly. He said no, because they butchered him. Literally no one likes that Dragonite Mega. It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I think it's so stupid. I think this is just going to be a good Pokemon flop that they're kind of never really going to mention anymore. I would not be buying up Dragonite cards. You don't do that. I mean, look, it might work out. Who knows? But you shouldn't really be buying Pokemon cards of a Pokemon because there's going to be a new evolution of it. I wouldn't really be doing that. It's like if they make a Charizard when Inferno X comes out, when the Mega Charizard set comes out, are you just going to start buying up Charizard cards? Like, no, there's no relation to them. What is there a relation of a Rainbow Red Dragonite to the Mega Evolution Dragonite? There's no connection. It's like if Black and White starts going up and then you just buy Venusaur. Like, there's no connection. There's no reason for it to go up. If Pokemon made, I don't know, an Evolving Skies Celebration set where they reprinted Evolving Skies, but they made like in Celebrations, and maybe it was like, I don't know, one-time print or something, like something very unique like that. Or maybe the original Evolving Skies cards would shoot up because there's some more recognition for it. But I don't really see the connection between a Rainbow Red Dragonite and a Mega Dragonite. Maybe you'll do well, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got today for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Honestly, I think it's a really cool idea, what I got here. So yeah, if you're keen on more in the future, let me know.